Okay, so hey everyone, today I'll be doing the week 8 math quiz. So first we're gonna start with the question 1. The annual membership for an online streaming application costs 40 zats. So we're just gonna save this down. The movie rental fee for members lower than the fee for non-members as shown in the table below. Okay. Anne was a member of the streaming application last year. Last year she spent 97.60 zats, so we're gonna underline this as well, which in total, which includes the membership fee. How much would Anne have spent if she had not been a member but had rented the same amount of movies? Okay, so first we're gonna find how much movies she rented while she was a member. So we start with the base membership fee, 40 zats. So 40 plus. Now, we don't know how much movies she rented, right? But we know the rental fee for one movie, if it is a member, 3.20 zats. So 3.20. Now we're just gonna write M for movies equals to 97.60. Okay, now this is very simple. Take the 40 to the other side, 3.20 M equals to 97.60 minus 40, which gives us 57.60. M equals to 57.60 over 3.20, which gives us 18 movies. Okay, now we have how much movies she rented. So then what we're gonna do now, we're gonna know how much this cost would be to rent 18 movies if you were not a member. So since you're not a member, you don't have to pay the membership fee, right? All you're gonna have to do is the non-member rental fee, which is 6.25 into 18, because remember it's gonna be 6.25 M equals to the total cost. Let's call it T. So 6.25 into 18 equals to 6.25 times 18 gives me 112.50 Zs. And this is my answer. Okay, now the minimum number of movies a member needs to rent to cover the cost of the membership is 14. Which of the following statements correctly explains why? Okay, so this one's, by the way, purely logic. However, يعني, you cannot. So first, what we're gonna do, we're gonna write that how much is the cost. We're gonna express the cost of the rental in terms of the non-rental, or the other way around. They're both the same. So 3.2x, 3.20x plus 40. Remember, that's the fee plus the base rental plus the base subscription. So I'll just erase this. Equals to 6.25 x. X is the number of movies, by the way, because if you think about this, right, this is how much this expression details how much movies you're gonna need in order to cover the cost of the like to make it worth it. Because for example, uh let's solve this first and then I'll show you what I mean. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take the 3.20 to the other side. 6.25 minus 3.20 gives me 3.05 x equals to 40. Divide by 3.05 divide on both sides. X equals to 40 over 3.05, which equals to 13.1. Okay, so we'll round this down to 13, let's just say. Okay, so in this case now, actually let's not round down, because if we use 13 it would still be not worth it. Whatever, let's say just to like demonstrate what I mean, you rented 10 movies, right? So the expression for 10 movies is going to be 3.20 as a member, 3.20x plus 40, because that's the base membership fee, equals to the total cost, right? So 3.20 times 10 plus 40 would give you your total cost for 10 movies. So this would be 32 plus 40 equals to 72. Right now, this is if you were a member. If you were not a member, it would be 6.25x equals to the total cost. So you rented 10 movies. So 6.25 times 10 equals to your total cost. So then your total cost is going to be 62.5. As you can see, while you're not, if you rent less than 14 movies, if you rent less than 14 movies while you're not a member, you end up saving. Because here, if I was a member and I rented 10 movies that year, I would have paid $72 or 72 Zs. However, if I wasn't a member, I would have paid 62.5. I would have saved myself. Sorry, my throat's closing up. I would have saved myself 9.5 Zs had I not been a member. So essentially, what I want to do is rent over the cost. Let's see if I like wanted to rent, for example, 15. If I were to rent 15, so we're gonna substitute 15 into the membership first. So 3.20x plus 40 equals to the total cost. So 3.20 times 15 plus 40 equals to the total cost. So we're just gonna do this on a calculator. Times 15 plus 40, 88. So the total cost for 15 movies as a member is 88 Zs. Okay, now as a non-member, 6.25 times 15 equals the total cost. So 6.25 times 15 would give me 93.75 Zs. You can see if I rent over 14, I would get, or 15 and over, basically, I would get uh like more value for however much I pay for as a member. So obviously, because if I wasn't a member, I'd end up paying more. So essentially, this is why that equation makes sense and why it stands. And the other choice is very logical. For a single movie, a member saves 3.5 Zs because a member has paid 40 Zs at the beginning. They should save this amount to make it worthwhile. Yani this isn't calculation, this is logic. Okay, so a memory card is a small digital information. Joanne has a small memory card. They gave us this, they gave us the table. I'm not concerned about this, I'm concerned about the bottom part. Joanne wants to transfer a new music video of 300 megabytes onto her memory card. Since there is not enough memory, since there is not enough space on the memory card, Joanne decides to delete up to 2 videos to free up some space. The following table shows the videos on the memory card and their sizes. Okay, so right now we have 195 megabytes free. Right? We have 995. It's given in the bar. It's given in the table. No, sorry, it's given in the pie chart. We want a music file of 300 or a video, whatever they wanted. A video file of 300 megabytes. Right? So the new free space has to be the difference between these two. So 300. Sorry, my pen. Just give it a minute. There we go. 300 minus 195 equals to 105. Okay, so basically, we're just gonna have to find the sum of any 2 videos that will give me 105 megabytes, which is actually the first choice. Any 2 videos that add up to more than 105 megabytes. Okay, now we're just gonna see the rest because there's 2 options: videos 4 and 5. Let's see, video 4 plus video 5, 55 plus 42. Now this is mental math. This is not gonna give me whatever it is. I think it is 97 megabytes. 97 megabytes is not greater than or equal to 105 megabytes. So this answer is rejected, 4 and 5. Okay, now videos 3 and 4. 3 is 50. Video 4 is 55. Equals to 105, right? Because this is again mental math. 105 is greater than or equal to 105. So this is an accepted answer. Okay. Part B. Let me just erase this. Later, Joanne deletes some videos and photos, but also adds some new files. The new memory card status is shown in the table below. The video is 150 megabytes, or whatever, we'll read this when we need it. Joanne buys a new memory card with a capacity of 2 gigabytes, which is 2000 megabytes, which is totally empty. She transfers the content of her old memory card onto the new one. Okay, so since we know that it is totally empty, right, means that we're gonna have 2 gigabytes worth of free space plus whatever I had previously. So how much did I have previously? I had 195, right? So it is gonna be uh I just transferred everything, right? But I don't need this now. So let me just reorder my ideas يعني in general. First, we're gonna have to find how much free space we have in total. So we have 146, but I mean like in total after addition of the new memory card. So 2000 minus 750 plus 104. I'm not gonna use the 146 megabytes because I don't need it because this is free space. I'm gonna find my free space. So 2000 minus 1 or 750 plus 104 gives me 1. I don't know where that came from. Just erase it. Do this on a calculator, by the way. That's what I'm doing. 1146 megabytes. That is in addition to the 146. So plus 146 megabytes gives me 1292 megabytes of free space. This is how much free space I have. So basically, I'm just going to translate this into a pie chart, which is, very easy considering that you guys should know how to do that. So let me just erase this as well. Okay. This, first of all, this shows that we have absolutely like barely any free space. In fact, it's mostly videos. No, we have mostly free space because this is all free space. And obviously 1292 is greater than uh, half of 2000, which is 1000. So in fact, it should be majority free space, the majority of the pie chart, which is why immediately I can cross out mostly everything actually. I can cross out A, I can cross out C, I can cross out, I can't cross out D because D we don't know yet. We're gonna have to check up. Come on. Okay. Then we see we have mostly videos on the free space. Or sorry, we have mostly videos on the memory, the new memory drive. See, most 750 megabytes videos and 104 megabytes photos. So we have to basically have a majority free space and a lot of space, not the majority though, taking up for the videos. So A and C were crossed out as we said. That leaves us with B and D. Okay. D shows that we have the majority of the free space. That's correct. However, it shows we also have a lot of photos. No, it is videos that have that are a lot, not the photos. The photos are very small. In fact, I think if you swap the colors, it would be accurate. So this part is wrong. You can see the colors up here. So D is wrong, leaving the only answer choice to be B, and B is our answer. Okay, question 3. If it loads. Application on the area of a trapezoid. So you know that the area of the trapezoid is equal to the height times the base 1 plus base 2 over 2. This you guys should know. So let me just see if it is not overloaded or anything. Okay, we're good. No worries. So area is equal to height, which is 24, base 1, which is 30, plus base 2. You can swap them, by the way. 51 plus 7, because keep in mind, this is the triangle and this is the another shape. This is also a trapezoid. No, it isn't. That's fine. It's not. We just add up the 51 plus 7 to give us 58. So I erased it by accident. 58, 30 plus 58 over 2, which gives me the area to be 24 times 30 plus 58 over 2 equals 1056. Now here they don't give you units and you don't need to add it. In case they do this in the written part though, where like you have a periodic, if they don't give you any unit, just say u for unit squared, because the area is the unit squared. This is our actual answer. They didn't need the u squared part, so we're just gonna leave it as 1056, and we move on to the next question. What is the area of a square that whose side length is 10? So area of a square is equal to s squared. You already know that, where s is the side. Area is equal to 10 squared, so which is equal to 100 again units squared. Okay, question 5. What is the area of a rectangle whose length is 12 and whose width is 4? The area of a rectangle, you should know this, is length times width. So the area is equal to 12 by 4, which is equal to, let me just erase this. 12 by 4 is 48, I believe. Yes, 48 centimeters square. This time they gave us the unit. This is our final answer. Okay, these are okay. So, question 6. Refer to the diagram below. What is the area of triangle ABC? This is a very quick question. Area is equal to half base times height. So the area is equal to half times 10 times 6. So it's gonna be half times 60, which is 30 units squared. Okay, on to question 7. Okay, now there's two ways to solve this. First, which is the easy way, right? Or the hard way. Let's just start with the, you know, the hard way. So, first of all, what we're gonna do is we are simply going to find the area by splitting it up into two triangles, right? So what I'm gonna do now is gonna make it into two right triangles like I drew here. Each side is 40, 40, here is 40, all of this is 40. Okay, now we're gonna split it up, as I said. What we're gonna do now in a semi-equilateral triangle, because when we cut a triangle, an equilateral triangle in half, you get semi-equilateral triangle, two semi-equilateral triangles. You're gonna have, let me erase it. You're gonna have a special triangle called a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So in this case, this would be 30, 60, 90, and this would be the 60. Okay. In ones like these, right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna memorize this triangle because it is very important that it comes up a lot. In such triangles, when you have 90 degrees, 30 degrees, and 60 degrees, the side between the 90 and the 60 degrees, or the opposite of the 30 degrees, is x. The hypotenuse, or the angle, or the side opposite to the 90 degrees, is 2x. And the side between the 30 degrees and the 90 degrees, or the side opposite to the 60 degrees, is x radical 3. All right, so now we have the hypotenuse to be 40, and we know for a fact it is a 30, 60, 90 triangle because we have 60 here. If you think about it, an equilateral triangle is just 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, and it got cut in half. So 90 plus 60, here is 30, here is 30. These are congruent triangles. So what we're going to do now is we're going to find the area of one of these triangles and then multiply it by 2. So what we're going to do now, what I just said, gonna substitute the values. We have 40 for the hypotenuse. This is 2x, right? We're gonna divide it by 2. So this is 90 here, this is 60, this is 30. We're gonna divide it by 2 to find x, which is the side between the 90 and the 60, which is 20. Now, the side between the 90 and the 30 is this value, which is x radical 3. So 20 radical 3. Okay. Now, we can do half base times height. So we know that our base is 20, and we know our height is 20 radical 3. However, since we have two of these triangles and they're congruent, because 40, 40, 60, AA postulates, or we can also do SAS or SSS, whatever. They're both similar anyway. And every like congruency theorem or postulate, you're gonna find that they're gonna be congruent. So we're gonna do 2 times half base times height. Okay, which if you distribute the 2 is just gonna be base times height. Or you know what? Let's not show you this. I'll just do it. 2 times the base is 20, or let me add the 0.5, or the 1 over 2 times 20 times the height is 20 radical 3. Okay, now 0.5 times 20 times 20 radical 3 is 346.4. So 346.4. Multiply this by 2, give me 692.8 or 69, yeah, let's see if it's 692.8. Okay, now this is the form in decimal. They want it as k radical 3, where the k is an integer. So k radical 3 is equal to 692.8. So k is equal to 692.8 over radical 3. K equals to, answer over radical 3, 400. So our final answer is 400 radical 3. That's it. Now, for the easier way, it is just simply a formula. So for the sides, or for the area of an equilateral triangle, let's write E triangle, equals to the side squared radical 3 over 4. Let's substitute in our values. A equilateral triangle is equal to 40 squared radical 3 over 4. Now this is simpler, especially in this case, because we already have the radical 3. So all we're going to do is just split it up. 40 squared over 4 times radical 3. So what is 40 squared over 4? We'll do it on a calculator. 40 squared over 4 is 400 multiplied by the radical 3. This is your final answer. That's it. Okay. Question 8. The area of a parallelogram is, so AP is equal to base times height. Okay, that's it. Very simple. So the area of the parallelogram in this case is 10 times 6, which is 60. This is our final answer. Question 9. Okay, so question 9. KLMN is a parallelogram. LM is equal to 5 centimeters, and whatever. We'll read it when I take it into the open board. So just give me a minute. Okay, so I took it into the open board. KLMN is a parallelogram. LM is 5 centimeters. MN is 3 centimeters, and LN, let me draw it to a straight line, is 3.2. Why it's not drawing? Wait. 3.2 centimeters. Okay. To the nearest degree, what is the measure of angle LKN? Now, in a parallelogram, you know that the opposite angles are congruent. So LKN is congruent to LMN. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do the cosine rule to find LMN, and then LKN is going to be LMN. Same value. So cosine, or we're not going to start with that because there's two variations of the cosine rule. You can do cosine LMN equals to the side, whatever. It gets derived from the original one, which is what I'm going to do to make it easier for everyone. 3.2 squared equals to 5 squared plus 3 squared minus 2 times 5 times 3 cosine. Oh, LMN. So now 3.2 squared is 10.24 equals to 25 plus 9 minus 2 times 5 is 10, is, yeah, 10 times 3 is 30. So 30 cosine LMN. Okay, so 10.24 equals to 34. Because 25 plus 9 is 34 minus 30 cosine LMN. Okay, so negative 30 cosine LMN is equal to 34, or 10.24 minus, that's an equal sign, minus 34. Okay, so cosine LMN equals to, this equals to, by the way, 10.24 minus 34 is negative 23.76. This will give me then cosine element to be negative 23.76 over negative 30, which is if you can't, the negatives cancel out. So LMN equals to the inverse cosine of 23.76 over 30, which equals to 23.76 over 30, 37.6, or rounded to the nearest whole number, 38 degrees. That is part A. Okay. Part B. Use your answers in part A to fill in the blanks. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear all of this. So inshallah يعني by tomorrow this whole thing clears. There we go. Okay. For this one, you're gonna have to apply the sector length and sector area formula. I took it into a new page. I opened the documents. My God. Okay, let me just take it into the current page. Pause the OBS because it doesn't like it. Okay, so part B. Use your answer in part A and fill in the blanks. Rounded to the nearest whole number, the area of the shaded region is. Okay, we know that this one was 38, so this one is 38. Now, the area of the shaded region is going to be the area of the parallelogram minus the area of the sector. So, let's start with the area of the sector since it's very simple. Area of the sector is equal to theta over 360 times pi r squared. So, area of the sector, I'll just abbreviate it as ASCC, equals to 38 over 360 since theta is 38 times the radius was given to be 1 on top. So this is just going to be 1 squared, which is 1. So I'm just going to write pi, which means that this simplifies into 19 over 180 pi. Okay, the area of the parallelogram is base times height. Now, we don't have the height. Height is h, but we don't have it. However, you can see that the height is part of the triangle that is a right triangle LGK. LGK. This one triangle, which means we can apply the trigonometric ratios. So we have the opposite side, which is the height, which is what we want. By the way, 3.2 is not for that. 3.2 is for the side LN. We want the height, which is opposite to 38, and we have the the adjacent, right? Or yeah, no, we have the hypotenuse, which is 3. Since this is 1 here, this is 2. Again, parallelogram sides are congruent. So the sine 38 is equal to height over 3. So height is equal to 3 sine 38, which equals to 1.85. That's 18.5. Ignore that's 1.85. There we go. So the area of the parallelogram is the base, which was 5 times 1.85. If you're wondering where I got the 5 from, again, sides in the parallelogram are congruent. So LM is 5, KN is also 5, and KN is our base. Okay, so now that we have this, we can do 5 times 1.85, which gives me 9.2, which rounds to 9 centimeters squared. Now, the parallelogram's perimeter is similar to the rectangle, and the sector has a different formula for the perimeter. Why am I telling you this? Because they want the perimeter of the shaded region. So perimeter shaded is equal to the perimeter of the parallelogram minus the perimeter of the sector. Okay, so the perimeter of the sector, or the length of the sector, sorry, we can't find the perimeter of the sector. The length of the sector, which is basically the arc length. This is what I'm talking about. Let me just erase this side here. I'll draw it in red. This HG arc, this is the length of the sector. So to find this length, since the perimeter is just all sides added up, we have one here, one here. I'm gonna put everything back. 38. This is the arc length. We're gonna find it now. It is gonna be the perimeter of the sector equals to theta over 360 times 2 pi r. So the perimeter of the sector, we have 38 over 360 times 2 pi. Since r is just 1. If r is 1, you're going to do 2 times 1 times pi. You know, doesn't matter. If r was 2, we would do 2 times 2 times pi. However, r is 1, so we're not going to concern ourselves with this. The perimeter of the sector is equal to 38 over 360 times 2 times pi. 19 over 90 pi. Okay, so now we find the perimeter of the parallelogram, which is, as I said, it's similar to the perimeter of the rectangle, which is 2 length plus 2 width. So 2 times length plus width, or 2 times the base and whatever the other one is. We'll just call it length times width. Length plus width. The perimeter of the parallelogram is 2. We have the sides to be given 5 and 3. So the perimeter of the parallelogram is equal to 2 times 8, which is 16 centimeters squared. Now, we're going to do the perimeter of the shaded area is 19 over 90 pi, or sorry, not 16 minus 19 over 90, that's a 20, 90 pi, which gives me 15.3, which rounds to 15 centimeters. And this is our final answer for this question. Okay, moving on. Question 10. Consider the sequence defined by Pn3n minus 1. What's the value of P1 plus P7? Okay, we find the P1, which is 3 times 1 minus 1, which is just 3 and minus 1, because 3 times 1 is 1, 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, P7 is equal to 3 into 7 minus 21, or sure, minus 21, 21 is 3 times 7, minus 1, which equals to 21 minus 1, which equals to 20. So 20 plus 2, since they want the sum of this, equals to 22, and this is our answer. Okay, question 11. This one is a bit weird, and honestly, I would just say memorize the theorem, because I would explain it, but essentially, this triangle, if they're both midpoints, this divides into 4 shapes, and then you can find the area like that, but we don't have enough numbers to do so. So what we're going to do, we're going to memorize the theorem. If you have 2 midpoints, P and Q, and they're opposites, like they're the incongruent lengths, and they're midpoints of these congruent lengths, the area is going to be half the total area, which is, we don't know how much is 18. So it's going to be half 18, area is equal to 9. Just memorize it. It's, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Solve a 3D problem. Okay, so question 12. Solve the 3D problem, whatever. A cone is cut along the line OM and opened into a sector as shown below. In the diagram below, not drawn to scale, fill in the blank with a whole number. Now, I'm not going to draw it like this, because like this is confusing. I will show you how to draw it in a better way. So this is our cone, right? So let me just make sure that they're equal to make my life easier, just like that. This is our circle. Okay, whatever. This is our cone. Okay, now this is the line O, this is the line M, this is here 10, the radius, let's say this is our center, is 4. Now what they said, they cut the line, right? They cut the cone, they cut the cone along the line. Okay, so then they cut it basically like this, just so you can understand, because they didn't make it like that clear. Okay, then they opened it up. Okay, then they cut it, so then they unfolded it into like a sector. So this is our sector. Okay. Actually, let me just draw it better because I'm gonna need to use this for later. Like this, tamam. This is our sector. Here is 10. This was OAB because 10 here because remember we cut it at the end of the line OM. So 10 on both sides. The sector, listen, to find the sector length, okay, we use the formula. So wait, let's just say length of the sector. LS is equal to theta over 360 times 2 pi r. Okay, so using this formula, right? What we're gonna do is we cut the circle, we cut the cone, right? So we have the semicircle part, right? Because we cut it in half at the end of the line, so we have the semicircle. Okay, then it got opened. They said here it's opened out into a sector. So then we have this other side as well because it got opened up, right? So now we have the full circle. So basically now we substitute theta as the angle, 360 over 360 times 2 pi, the r is 4 times 4. You might be asking why is it 360? Because again, I just said we have the semicircle, we have the full circle now after we opened it up. So we have 180 degrees here, 180 degrees, 360. This cancels into 1. So LS, the length of the sector, is equal to 8 pi. So we can write here arc AB, because arc AB is the length of the sector, is 8 pi. Now, they're asking for this angle here, X. Okay? By creating this sector, we essentially made a new circle other than this circle. This circle is not related to the new circle we're about to draw, right? Because what a sector is a part of a circle, right? Joining from the center of the circle to the edges or to the circumference, which is what we did here, basically. So then we're just gonna connect it to the other circle. Like obviously this would be the center. It's not very accurate. Yani let's make it better. Huh? Like this. This isn't, this isn't very accurate, but it's what I can do. Imagine this as the center of the circle. That's what I'm gonna say is. Right, so we have our circumference. This is our sector. I'm gonna leave this now, just so I just showed you what it is. Or you know, I'll leave it, but I'll draw it in red. So, okay, since this is the sector of the circle, the center of the circle, as I said, it is not accurate, but it is. That's what the sector is. A line, a part of a circle going from the center to the circumference. Okay, we have the radius to be 10, so r equals to 10 in this circle, right? So we have our arc length, we have our length of the sector, which is 8 pi. So 8 pi equals to theta over 360. Theta is x because they want this angle, over 360 times 2 times pi times the radius, which is 10. So this means that 8 pi equals to x over 360 times 20 pi. Okay, so x over 360 divide by 20 pi on both sides equals to 8 pi over 20 pi. I just took the 20 pi to the other side by dividing. Okay, now the pi and the pi cancels out. This simplifies into 2 over 5. Right now we crisscross. 5x equals to 2 times 360. 2 times 360 is equal to 720. Okay, so x is equal to 720 over 5, which gives me the angle to be 144 degrees. So now this is part A done. I can substitute 144 for my angle. 144 done. Okay, that's it. Now part B, they're asking for the area of the shaded region. Let me draw the area of the shaded region. Or let me just draw the shaded region in general. This is the shaded region. Right here. This is our shaded region. Okay, the one shaded in blue. What we're gonna do, you can see that our sector OAB has this whole triangle along with the shaded region, right? So what we're gonna do, remember the area of the shaded is always the area of the larger figure. In this case, it's our sector minus the area of the smaller figure, which in this case you can see that our sector splits into this shaded area place and this triangle. So minus the area of the triangle. Okay, the area of the sector. Now, area of the sector is equal to theta over 360 times pi r squared. Okay, so the area of our sector is equal to 144 over 360. Remember, we just found it, times our radius, which is 10. 10 squared is 100 times 100 pi. The area of the sector, obviously write down 10 times 10 times 10 pi squared, or 10 squared times pi in your written point, but since this is computer, yeah, no one really cares. This will give you 40 pi. Okay, now this is the area of our sector. Our area of the triangle is simple. We have two sides and we have the angle. So area of the triangle is equal to half AB sine C. So area of the triangle is equal to half times A, which is 10, B, which is 10 since it's an isosceles triangle, times sine 144. This gives me the area of the triangle to be, let's do it on a calculator, 0.5 times 10 times 10 times sine 144. 29.4 degrees. Okay, so now that we have the area of the triangle and the area of the sector, we said that the area of the shaded is the area of the sector minus the area of the triangle. The area of the sector, as we found above, was 40 pi. Here, 40 pi minus 29.4. I don't know why I added the degree. This is an area. This isn't a measure. Minus 29.4. The area of the sector is equal to 40 pi minus your answer on the calculator, because obviously we rounded to 29.4, which is 96.3, which we round to 96 centimeters squared. And this is our final answer. Okay, that's it. I don't know why people were struggling a lot with this question. No, to be honest, I do know, because I struggled a lot with it a bit. بس يعني, I just said a lot and a bit in the same sentence. You know what I mean? The average speed of the train between 9:30 and 11:30 is 75 kilometers an hour. Okay, the average speed is d2, or yeah, d2 minus d1. Distance is d over t2 minus t1. You took this in physics and you took it in math again. The derivative of the distance, dx over, or it's the derivative of the distance over the time, dx by dt. So the average speed is equal to d2, which is 300, sorry, minus 150 all over 11.5 minus 9.5. Again, 9:30, 9 hours and 30 minutes is half, 99 and a half. You should know, because to find the time in hours when you're given minutes is keep the hour the same, okay, then divide the minutes, whatever the minutes you have, by 60. You get your decimal point, which is 0.5, so 9.5. If you didn't know how to find the minutes from when you're given like the time. Okay, so this will give me for part A, as average is equal to, we do it on a calculator, which is 75 kilometers an hour. Okay, now the average speed of the train between 7 o'clock, sorry, between 7 o'clock and 9:30 is 60 kilometers an hour. Same concept. So at 9:30 it is 150. At 7 it is 0. So 150 minus 0 over 9.5 minus 7, which is 150 minus 0 over 9.5 minus 7, which gives me 60 kilometers an hour. Okay. Question 14. The maximum speed. This is a repeated question. I think you already know how to do it, but still, 63. We're gonna find the maximum speed, given that this is a VT graph and we have the distance. Now, the distance in a VT graph, or velocity time graph, speed time graph, whatever, is the area of the shape. Okay, so here we have the distance given 63, and that is going to be the area of this graph. This graph is a trapezoid, so it is going to be the area, which is base 1 plus base 2 over 2 multiplied by the height. So V into base 1 was 750 minus 705, which is 45 minutes. So 45 over 60. We're changing it in hours because this is given to me in minutes. 50 minus 05, 50 minutes minus 5 minutes. It's 45 minutes. I want it in hours. It's obviously going to be 750 minus 705. يعني بس يلا. It's going to be 7.45 over 60 equals to 7.75. 7.75 plus or actually no, it's not 7.75, it's 0.75 because it was the change. 0.75 plus 1 hour because 7 to 8 1 into the over 2, so V will be equal to, you do this on a calculator, you get 72 kilometers an hour. Okay, now what we're gonna do, the average acceleration, simple. Here is 72, here is 0. Okay, what we have in 5 minutes. So it went from 0 kilometers an hour to 72 kilometers an hour in 5 minutes. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna translate this into an equation. So final speed is 72 minus 0, and the change of time, which is 5 minutes, is equals to or sorry, this is again, we're doing it in hours, kilometers an hour, not kilometers a minute. So this is going to be 5 over 60, which is 1 over 12, which is 0.083, blah blah blah, whatever. It repeats, so I'm gonna 0.83, then this symbol means that it's repeating. So 5 over 60, which gives me 72 over 5 over 60, which is 864 kilometers an hour squared. That's it. Question 15. Okay, this one I have a very useful trick. So, given that you have a sum, this by the way is n equals 1, from 1 to k, and it is x. Okay, this is gonna be equal to x times k. That's it. It's very simple. You don't even need to do it on a calculator, even though, by the way, there are summation on some calculators, and including mine, including the one you probably have. If you have a calc button, you have the summation. Let me show you how to get the summation, actually. So we're gonna look up, so we're gonna go to the start menu. It's up here. It's this one. I'll just pause it till it opens up so I don't waste any of your time. Or خلاص, it's opened. I do not want to activate, so thank you. Okay, so to access the summations, shift log, that's it, you have it. Now make sure to type in your summation first. So 10 for this example, you go down, then you go up. It's not letting me go up like from here. Why is it not letting me go? There we go. Okay, you go after. So then you go x equals to 1, and then you click up, you go here is 30. So this will give me the sum to be the sum of 1 to 30, in this case, this example, multiplied by 10 is equal to 300. However, again, you don't even need to waste your time on a calculator. If it has from 1 to, let's say, 50, and this was 10, it would be 50 times 10, which equals to 500. Basically, as I said, from 1 to k, and it is x, it is going to be equal to kx. خلاص, that's all you need to know. Question 16. From here it starts to be really simple. Do this on a calculator. يعني I don't know who's doing this on paper, but you can. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can. 3 in case of instead of n we're gonna put x because there is no n on the calculator. 3x plus 2. We click down. 1, 2, 3. Again, this applies. We can do 3 times 3n plus 2, but whatever. 24. Okay. Consider the sequence defined by un equals to 2n plus 9. Out of curiosity, how many questions are there? 19 only? A lower there. Okay. So we're on 17. What is the value of u5 plus u10? So u5, we're going to substitute 5 and n. So 2 times 5 plus 9. This is 10. 10 plus 9 is 19. u10 is equal to 2 times 10 plus 9 is equal to 20 plus 9, not 29. So then you add these two together, equals to 19 plus 29 is 48. Okay. Is it? Wait, 29 plus 19, 48, yeah. Question 18. Consider the sequence defined by u1 equals to 1, u2 equals to 5, and for n greater than 2, un is equal to 3, un minus 1, so whatever, instead of just, we're just going to write this down. So un is equal to 3 multiplied by un minus 1 plus 4 un minus 2. Okay, now before I start, let me just pause this for a sec. Okay, so then what we're gonna do now is we're gonna find u1, u2, we found them. We want u5. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna approach this sequentially, right? We're gonna find u3, then u4, then u5. That's the only way you can do it. So u3 is equal to 3 times un minus 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. u2 is 5. So 3 times 5 plus 4 un minus 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1. u1 is 1. So 4 times 1 is equals to 15 plus 4. So I'll just write down 15 plus 4 is equal to 19. Okay. u4 is equal to 3 un minus 1. So n minus 1, 4 minus 1 is 3. So 3 times 19, we just found it, plus 4 un minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. So 4 times 2. 4 times 5, sorry, my bad. 4 times 5. Let me just erase that. 4 times 5, which equals to, you do this on a calculator, 3 times 19 plus 4 times 5. 77. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna erase the numbers up because I don't need them. So u5 now, u5 is 3, un minus 1 again is u4, so 3 times 10 7 plus 4 un minus 2, n minus 2 is 5 minus 2, which is 3, which we found to be 19. So 5 is 3 times 77 plus 4 times 19, which gives you 307. This is your final answer. Okay. Question 19, our final question. Find the actual distance by giving to the wrong scale. Okay, a man walks from the market. I don't really care about this given. The actual distance. Now, we have the drawing scale. Preferably, what you should do when you have drawing scales is you keep them in the same unit. So 1 centimeter here, it's 200 meters. You have your scale. Now, if they didn't give you the scale, drawing scale is equal to the observed length over the actual size. Basically, the basically the bio. If you take bio, the magnification. So 1 centimeter over 200 times 10 to the power of 2 centimeters, because again 1 centimeter, or no, negative, yeah, no, 1 centimeter is 0.01 meter. يعني you guys should already know this. So what we're gonna do now is simply just going to multiply everything. We're gonna add up everything, then multiply it by the drawing scale. So 1.5 plus 1.2. I'm starting from here and I'm gonna work my way up. 1.5 plus 1.2 plus 1.5 again. Let me just erase this line. Plus 1.0 plus 2.3 equals 1.5 plus 1.2 plus 1.5 plus 1.0 plus 2.3 gives me 7.5 centimeters, right? But this is 7.5 centimeters on the drawing. We want to know how much it is on the actual distance. So on the drawing scale, this is the observed length. This is going to be the actual size. 7.5 on the observed length, and the actual size is x, right? So this is going to be x is equal to 7. So x is going to be equal to 7.5 times 200 times 10 to the power of 2. This gives me x to be 7.5 times 200 times 10 to the power of 2, 150,000 centimeters. Okay, they want it in meters. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna divide by by 100, or simply just take two zeros off. So 1,500 meters, which can also be written as 1.5 kilometers, and that is our final answers. Okay, that's it for this quiz, guys. Good luck on your exam. I know this quiz was hard, but يلا we push through. Bye, guys.